Fan Take 4. The reason I said that, this is the fourth attempt to bring you this video, giving you the news I told you I would give you. I started a while ago and my son called. I forgot to put it in airplane mode. The one before that, I belched in the middle of it. So here we go. You see this? This is an app. It says 590 The Fan. Huh? Take a good look at that, because that's what you're going to download on your phone. 590 The Fan. All right? And it's got podcasting. In fact, unlike the other place I'm leaving, 30 minutes later, after the beginning of the show, they start the podcast for the show. So it immediately starts podcasting, and you can listen to shows you missed, and on and on and on. So there's your app, 590 The Fan, which of course reveals, yeah, we're going to 590 The Fan. October 2nd is when we go on the air. We, meaning Dan Strauss, who I never want to do a show without. He's the most loyal person. I can't say enough about Dan. And our new control board operator, if he works out, all the way from Birmingham, England, Trevor Phillips. He's doing well, and the audience so far really likes him, so giving him a shot. He's going with us. October 2nd, 590 The Fan. Now, let's address a couple of things. I'll try to make this as short as I can. Let's talk about the fact that a lot of people's reaction will be 590 The Fan. That's a sports station. He doesn't know anything about sports. False and true. False, it is no longer just a sports station. True, I don't know anything about sports. I know less about sports than any man I know. I'm still heterosexual, though. Okay, very heterosexual. I still don't know anything about sports. There's a reason for that. Sometime I'll explain it to you. It has to do with being a poor kid. I had to go to work when I was 11. Every year of my life since I was 11, I worked, and other kids after school would practice baseball, basketball. I couldn't. Hey, little Frank, you want to practice? I can't. I got to go to work. You're only 11. I know, we're poor. I know, it's a sad story, but I didn't ever get to learn about sports, so I don't know much about it. It's no longer just a sports station, obviously, because they're bringing us on board, and that is the first of a few moves to take it from being 590 The Fan, an all sports station, to sports and entertainment. See, you can be a fan of the Large Morning Show in the afternoon. You can be a fan of baseball, football, basketball, hockey, whatever. You can be a fan of movies. We'll have all that covered. It will still primarily be a sports station, but now it's sports and entertainment. Let's go to the next reaction I'm sure some people will have. I can't pick it up. It doesn't have the coverage the other station had. So what? It doesn't matter anymore. 3 years ago, if they'd come to me and said, hey, would you come? No. Immediately, no, I would have said. No, I can't because you don't have any coverage. Coverage is no longer limited to a tower, a transmitter. It doesn't matter because we have apps like the one I just showed you. Most stations have an app. You download that app, you hit that app, you can listen to 590 anywhere, anytime, crystal clear. It's digital, okay? So it doesn't matter. There's no limitation. No FM stations have a limitation of about 80 miles. Not anymore. You can listen to any station. So the good news is if you have a smartphone, and most of you do, and you know how to download an app, and most of you do, you can listen anytime, anywhere, crystal clear, and I hope you will. The podcast will be there. We'll be there again October 2nd. Our last show on station is September 14th. Now, let's address the one last elephant in the room. Why did I leave? After 20 years, I was not asked to resign. No, I resigned because I wanted to leave there. I wanted out of there. Anybody who works 4 days a week, 3 hours a day, making the money that I make, there'd have to be something pretty heavy, something they had done to me that was unacceptable. And that's exactly what happened. And that's as specific as I'll get. But trust me, if it had been you, you would have left too. It was absolutely unacceptable what I found out they were doing to me. And then a couple of other things. They can't deny it because I haven't gotten specific about what it was. If they ever choose to, then I'll just play you the evidence, the audio evidence that I have. And that's as far as I'll take this. But I had every reason to leave, and I left. And I feel good about it. I'm glad I did. I'm excited about this new thing. And one last thing. I resigned on the air July 27th. in the 4 o'clock hour during a break, Scott Sherman said to me, "Have you ever heard of a guy named Randy Markell?" I said, "No, I don't know who that is. I've never heard of him." He said, "Well, you should get to know him. You'd really like him. He's a lot like you, straightforward. He's honest. He has integrity. I think you two would get along. He's from the South, poor background." Okay. Didn't think anything about it. I resigned that day. I get home. I leave the station about 6. I'm home about 6:45, 6:45. By 7 o'clock, my phone rings. I don't recognize the number. I said, "Hello," and this voice says, in a Texas accent, "Frank, my name is Randy Markell. You don't know me." I said, "Well, Randy, I never heard of you until about 3 hours ago. And that's the first time I've ever even heard your name." "No, I don't know you." He said, "Well, we need to fix that, and we need to meet soon." We've since had 7 meetings. This guy is like nobody I have ever met. I like him. I like him a lot. We're going to have a good time as partners, taking KFNS from what everybody thinks it is and what it actually was for too long to what it can be and will be. It's no longer the elephant graveyard where people who can't get a job anywhere else, okay, I'll go to KFNS. Well, when they find out you were there, it used to mean, well, he's done. No, not done. Not done. Look, I have never been anywhere and had a failure. I've never been fired from a job. Everywhere I've ever gone, it has worked. I don't intend to make what is probably the last stop in my career. I don't intend for that to be a failure either. And I thought, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be. And he has done something that the other station never did. At the other station, I wasn't paid $1 for 20 years, but I didn't expect it to be. I went into it knowing that was the deal, and I was happy to do it. And I did really well. He has given me an opportunity with Dan. He said, "Bring everybody you want to bring. Bring every segment you want. Do everything you did before, and I will give you the same conditions you had before. Plus, I will pay you well." So I can't get hurt. This is a deal where I can't lose. But my mission and my job is to make sure that he doesn't lose either, and that KFNS ends up being very glad they did what they did. So the pressure's on me to make sure this was a smart thing, and I think it will be. And I think KFNS is going to become the sports and entertainment station from St. Louis and maybe beyond, and maybe they will syndicate. Who knows what we'll do? We'll do a lot of things. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. There's always some good people there. The morning show, I like the morning show. Doug Vaughn, Tim McKernan, I've heard it. And every time I've tuned in, it wasn't even about sports at all. They were talking about movies or something. So they were already working on making it sports and entertainment. So all I'm asking you to do is what you've already done. No different, just the same thing. Only download that app, 590 The Fan. That's the app, 590 The Fan. And be ready to continue to be AM and the PM from 3 to 6 o'clock starting October 2nd. I cannot thank you enough for your loyalty. It took me 11 hours to get through the emails that I received within 48 hours after I announced that I was resigning. And then every day since then, it's taken 2 or 3 hours to get through them. You people are wonderful. Thank you. Stay with us, follow us. And if you do that, we can't lose. We can't lose. And I might add, the advertisers that I speak for, that sponsor the segments that we run, that they're all on board except for one. Everyone except for one. And that's an advertiser that has unwisely decided to hire an out-of-town agency. And that agency, and this happens all the time, they don't understand what I do or who I am, and they've made the bad decision to try something else. That's okay. I've already replaced that advertiser. So everything looks good. All we need is you, and we really need you. So thank you. I appreciate it. And to all the people who are going to have some kind of comments or posts on a newspaper, screw them. You know, there are going to be those people who go, "Well, it's the dumbest thing you could have done." No, it's not. I've never made a bad career move in my life. Never. But every time I've done whatever I did, almost everybody said, "Well, this is stupid. This is not," they said it about the place I'm leaving now. It lasted 20 years till I pulled the plug. They were wrong. When I left KUSA to go to Kicks 104, they said, "Oh my God, that's a weak FM signal. That's never going to work." It worked great. It worked really well, did well. So help us continue to do what we're doing. Look, I'm willing to keep telling you jokes and stories and letting you call and tell yours if you'll just continue to be AM of the PM and let the advertisers know you are. Okay? See you, or, well, hear you, or you'll hear us, and we'll hear those of you who call. And I'll keep reading your emails. October 2nd is the big day, 3 o'clock. Oh, and you don't want to miss the first day, because the very first day on the air, I'm telling the sausage joke. It hasn't been told for at least 12 years. You don't want to miss the first show. Sausage joke, and maybe another surprise or two. So be there the first day, October 2nd. We'll be ready for you. Thank you so much.